You know what I like about overcoming Jezebel is you go in there genuine with truth, tell them, just tell them the truth from day one. And they're fake, you don't know they're fake, you think they're genuine. And then when you start to see that they're liars and they're fake and everything about their whole history is fake, everything about them is fake. The drugs, the drinking that you didn't know about and all that stuff. So it's all fake, and you start to say, this person lied. And then it's like, okay, let's just see. Let's just let it ride just a little bit longer, see if they're willing to, see if they can change, and see if it was just, maybe give them a little bit, the benefit of the doubt, just a tad bit longer. And then you realize, see, what Jezebel's trying to do is trying to lock you in that you can't leave, and that she can pull you down into what she's doing, and it ain't gonna happen. But they believe it's gonna happen because maybe they've done it before. Who knows? They probably have, or they wouldn't have that much pride about being able to accomplish their goal or whatever. And so when you call them out on their junk, their insanity, and then they start to try to flip it and blame it on you, and you're new to the scene. No, the stuff you're doing, you've been doing this a long time. Don't blame it on me. And it's like, and then you say, well, if I stay in here much longer, they're going to try to take me out, because they know when you see through them, it's like Catwoman and Batman. Batman rips the mask off, and he knows who she is, so she's got to take him out, She rips his mask off and realizes he's an upright citizen. He rips her mask off, and he realizes she's a criminal to the hilt. And so she's got to try to take him out. The cartoons and the TV shows tell you what's going on. Why do they call her Catwoman? Why is it called Catwoman? You got Batman and Catwoman, right? You got Wally Cody and Roadrunner. Superman and Lex Luthor. What could I say to break it down to its ultimate, the ultimate unveiling? How could you, so every day is a revelation, right? You think time is linear, but it's not. You're just being revealed new stuff. As every day is like a new revealing, right? Things are just being revealed. How could I reveal the truth behind Jezebel so much that you can see her from the get-go? And the only thing I can come up with is she's got to put on that perfect image, that perfect outward show image. Because if that image has a crack in the armor, then the illusion can't be carried out. So if you think about, let's see if we can do it with WandaVision. I'm just going to go downtown and see if there's anything happening downtown just for the fun of it, you know, just something different. I ain't done that. I've driven down there with rideshare. Let's think about WandaVision. So WandaVision created her bubble, right? As long as everybody in the bubble were doing their roles, saying the right thing, not breaking script, following the script, you know. Recently I asked Jezebel, I said, you know, I said, I didn't ask. I said, you know, and the reason I said it is because I wanted to see the response. I had no idea what kind of response it would be, but the response I got revealed everything. I said, you know, I know it's going to be hard on this other family member to accept, so I'll just let you create the script you want to create. Whatever script you come up with will be fine. Just the fact that me making that comment told me, should have told Jezebel that I knew that that's what she did us. And Jezebel was so dumb. She said, now you're learning. No, I didn't say that because I'm learning right now. I said it because I learned it 30 years ago. Now you're learning. No, I said it to Jezebel. I said, you figure out what script you need to say to ease it over with such and such. Because I know as soon as you get away from them, they have to badmouth and make you look like the bad guy. And I said, well, you just say whatever script you need to say. Because I knew how they are. Now you're learning. No, the only reason I was able to say that because I learned it 30 years ago, and I know what your game is and your script is, and everything about you is a script. It's not genuine. It's not real. It's not in the moment. See, Jezebel can't act in the moment. They don't know how to act in the moment because they're worried about their image. This is the way to catch them. So I just decoded it for you. So if you watch Jezebel long enough, I don't care if it's in a church, I don't care if it's a relationship, I don't care if it's a family, job, neighbor, whatever. Everything they say is calculated. Everything is a script for an ulterior motive to get you to see them in a certain light. Because they're in darkness, but they want you to see them in a certain light. Because they don't want you to see the void darkness in their heart. So they have to have a script to make you think. A certain way about them. And it's delusion because nobody believes it, but they think they're fooling you. So let me say it again. Let's say you have a problem with Jezebel and you go your separate ways. You know she's going to talk about you because it's all about her image. And she has to blame you for the problem. She can't blame herself. So the people she's around. And then you get back together and you say, well, whatever script you need to tell these people, you can say whatever you want to say. Instead of her looking at you and saying, why would you say that? No, she says, now you're learning. If it was a normal person who wasn't worried about what people thought, they would say, what do you mean by have a script? I don't need a script. I just live in the moment, in the now. I'm genuine. I'm not trying to impress anybody. But Jezebel said, now you're learning. No. The only reason I said that is because I already knew you destroyed any kind of image that you were trying to create about the two of us. And so I knew you destroyed it because you worked just like all the other Jezebels. So I actually put you under a test and you didn't even know I was testing you. Really think about what I'm trying to tell you, people. Because if you understand this, you catch a Jezebel every time. Jezebel has a script. Because she has an agenda. She has her own agenda. She worries about what people, she's a people pleaser. She worries about what other people think. So when you tell Jezebel, whatever, because you break up with Jezebel, you come back. You know she's bad-mouthed you and tore you down to everybody under the sun. And so you get back together and You apologize. She admits wrong. You admit wrong. Even whether she believes she's wrong or not, it don't matter. She says it to bring you back. And so you get back together and you say, well, whatever script you need to tell them, that's fine. I'll go with it. No, I didn't even say that. I said, I know you probably got some stuff going on with this group of people. Whatever script you need to tell them, go ahead. And it's got to be family or something like that. And then the Jezebel says, now you're learning. No, the reason I said it like I said it's because I've learned it 30 years ago that all Jezebels have a script. And they try to please, people please, because they're not genuine people. Jezebel's not a genuine person. They're not even real. Like I say, it's a dark soul. It's all about image and outward show, And then when you finally get away from Jezebel, actually you force her to leave, by bringing in a third-party mediator, and she has to leave because she can't admit wrong. And so you finally get Jezebel to take off because she's got to leave. Because when you turn the light on, the darkness has to flee. So when Jesus, who's the mediator between God and man, when you face off with Jesus and God is saying, go through my son, or you're not accepted, and either you go through Jesus and you admit your sin, Lord, forgive me, I'm a sinner, or you reject it and you hide. You put fig leaves on your body and hide, and you stay in sin, and there's no mediator between you and God, so you stay in darkness. So when you bring a mediator to a Jezebel, she has to run because she can't admit her sin. She can't admit her part. And so when you really put all the data points together and you paint a picture of what's going on in that person's heart, it's all fake. It's all outward show. It's all image. It's all a script. They want to be God. Instead of following God's script, they want to write their own script. Instead of doing God's will, they want to do their own will. And so when you really put all the puzzle pieces together and you break it down, it goes back to Cain. Children of Cain. Jezebel is a child of Cain. And Cain hates your truth, hates your genuineness, hates your peace because you're right with God, because you go by faith alone and Jesus alone. You're right before God. They think they're better than you because their works are so much better. They will even say that. I'm better than you because I do this. What are you talking about? We're all beggars at the foot of the cross. What are you talking about? I actually heard that. I'm better than you. What do you mean you're better than me? Everybody's the same. Nobody's better than anybody else. That tells you that paints another picture. So when you put all the puzzle pieces together, you see that they're a child of Cain. And what was Cain? Cain was a murderer. And that's why Jesus was able to take the legalistic Pharisees and say, you're trying to kill me. And they said, no, we're not. They didn't even know their own heart. But Jesus knew their heart. And you know their heart. Because if they're children of Cain, if it's a legalistic Jezebel who's trying to be outward show and image and impress people, deep down, if you don't follow her script, like WandaVision, she has to pluck you out of the bubble. If you don't follow their script, they got to thumb you out of the bubble or flip you out of the bubble. And this wisdom didn't happen overnight. I guess it could have, but it didn't. And all I'm trying to tell you is, where do you pick up the trolley at? Huh? Where do you ride the trolley at?
Anywhere, just flag us down.
Okay. Sometimes when I'm doing ride share, people ask me, what's the trolley about? So yeah, if you don't follow Jezebel's script or her will, then she plucks you out of bubble because you don't fit into her program. And it's not love. She never loved you. It's her. She loves her image. She's so in love with her image, she can never give up that image for love because it's not. She might experience genuine love for the first time with it, but she can't give up the fake reality that she created. So she's conflicted, and that's why she's going to be drinking and drugging and everything else, because she's trying to drown out her conscience that she threw a genuine out under the bus, and the genuine is just trying to pull her out of the fake reality that she's in. And so her mind is just messed up so bad she don't know how to fix it. And the reason she don't know how to fix it is because she don't understand if she just did the will of God and got right with God, she wouldn't care about what anything else is going on out here. But it's always outward show and image. And she learned it from her mom or her grandmom or daddy or somebody, her bloodline. And I've seen it so many times. It's like, why don't y'all just be real people? Your life would be so much better if you just were a real person. Who cares if you go outside with no makeup on? Just walk outside with no makeup on. Who cares? Nobody cares. They think everybody's focused on them, but nobody's even thinking about them. But they think they are. That's how delusional they are. They've created this reality that's not even real, and they can't figure out why everything keeps going wrong. Nobody wants to do their will. And the ones that pretend to do their will, they have to bribe. She has to bribe them to zip their lip. Here's some money. Don't say nothing to this new victim. But when the new victim sees through them, it shocks everybody. How did he escape? Because he knows he's seen Jezebel his whole life. That's his warfare since he was a child. Look at this bearded goat. Look at that. If that don't look like the devil, I don't know what is. A goat. Sheep versus goat, right? Look at that. And people actually go there and drink and celebrate, and they're actually saying, I identify with the devil. I mean, they're identifying with the devil. And they think it's cool. Sad. So if you're really saved, you can identify the goats and the Jezebels, because it's all about the 3D land. All they care about is outward show, image, 3D, how they look in front of people. Because they're not born again. They're religious but lost. Cain was religious but lost. And deep down he hated Abel because Abel was a genuine, happy, content, joyous person. And Cain was not. So Cain wanted to kill. Cain was actually mad at God but couldn't kill God, so he killed Abel. He was actually mad at himself too. If you really break it down, Cain was mad at himself deep down, because he knew he couldn't keep no law. He knew he was a sinner, but he was lying to himself. He couldn't keep the law, and he was hiding. Not only was he hiding from God, he was hiding from himself, because he was in Delulu land thinking he was perfect and he was better than other people. I think this is my last video on Jezebel. I've broke it down as far as I can. Maybe I'll put all my Jezebel videos in a playlist and just let you watch them over and over and over and over. And then once you see it, and you might figure out you're married to a Jezebel or you're dating one, and maybe you can escape. They really do paint this picture that they think people care about, and nobody even cares. They'll go join a church and they want to be top dog in the church, or join a job and they want to be top dog in a job, or a family, or they have a family that they're trying to compete with their brothers and sisters, and they want to be top dog in the family or look good. And it's all about outward show instead of just being real. They don't even know how to be real. And if you don't know how to be real, you'll never be happy. And you'll never find genuine contentment in life or love, or you'll never find love, because you're not love. You can only resonate with what you are. And if you're just a chaotic creature, you'll never find love. The only love that you really need is God's love, but they don't understand that. I decided not to even go downtown because I've seen it 1,000 times. I was mainly just trying to talk through this video. After you played the game long enough, you can tell by their name. Their name tells you a lot about them, you know. Just look up biblical characters and look at their names, or look at movies or cartoons, look at their names, you know. Their names reveal what they are. Sorry to tell you that, because it's all a script. And the biggest way to catch an evil person is birds of a feather flock together. You don't even have to be, they don't even have to be with this person that you watched all your life. You grew up around them. So you grew up around these kind of evil people, and then they're not connected, and you get over here and you see this person's acting evil, and you know what they are. You know what they are. Because they talk and act just like this person you grew up around who was pure evil, and you know what they are. And the more you think about it, and the more you meditate on it, when you do escape Jezebel, you're saying, praise God, hallelujah, I can live a real, genuine life. I don't have to step into that fake reality bubble that she's trying to paint a picture with everybody. And you can't live in the fake. You have to live in the real. And as long as they live in the fake, and nobody even believes their fake reality, but they believe it. And they want you to support it. They want you to support the fake reality that's not even real. It's really sad. It's really sad. And they stay in that delusion their whole life. And they never escape it, because that's how they survive. They think that's how they survive. They can't be real. Now when they're behind closed doors, then they become real. And they throw a fit and act crazy and act stupid and get all bent out of shape, and then blame you for them acting crazy. They not even real. Look, when they act crazy, instead of them just saying, sorry, I lost control, I'm sorry, please forgive me, they have to say, you made them crazy. And you're just sitting there thinking, I'm just listening. You went crazy on your own. What are you talking about? That's how bad it is. I mean, it's really that bad. They're in delusion. I'm serious. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but I promise you, until you wake up to it and see it, I've seen it with renters, I've seen it with jobs, I've seen it with marriages, I've seen it with girls.